did not use this concealer or any concealer for that matter. But if you want to, I've heard this concealer is absolutely amazing. But it's super, super like, if you want to use like a lighter concealer below your eyes, it just helps again to just kind of like brighten your under eyes and make you look very awake, and just kind of helps to achieve that like very healthy glow. So or to cover up any sort of blemishes or anything like that. I think earlier I said pimples. Blemishes is probably a better word. Or any like sort of any sort of discoloration that you want to cover up. But again, the foundation, let's see, the Vapor Velvet Glow Foundation literally covered up pretty much any sort of imperfections that I might want to cover up. So super happy with this foundation. Again, I use the shade 123V, which is just like a little bit lighter than my body, and I've got like self tan on, so I always get a shade or two lighter for my face. So keep that in mind whenever you're shopping for makeup for your face, because sometimes foundations will what's the word? Basically, when it dries, it looks a little darker than it actually was. I cannot think of the word. Pregnancy brain's really getting to me, but but it will become darker. So it's always best to stay on the safe side and get a little bit lighter than your body. So again, that's the, here, let me present it to you again. Velvet Glow foundation, and normally it's $48, but with the 15% off you can get it for $40. And again, this does look super small, but it should last a pretty long time, because I didn't use a whole lot, especially when you use a damp beauty blender. It really helps to just blend and help the foundation like soak into your face, so it looks nice and natural and you don't need to use a whole lot of it. And then for my bronzer, I used, I'm just kind of going over all these products again for anyone who may have missed them. The Kosas Sun Show Moisturizing Baked Bronzer. Again, I don't use a whole lot of it, but I really just use it in the places where the sun would naturally give me some color. So on my cheeks and on my nose, up on my hairline, and sometimes I'll just drag it down my neck too to make sure that it's blending in to my body, because I never want my face to be darker than my body. And let's see, for my blush, I used, let me go back to blush. I love that I can present these again, because I used to not be able to do that. I used the Cheek Envy blush by Dome Beauty. It's this cute little, I don't know if you call this a palette or not, but I use the shade Georgian Glow, and it is a little bit more peachy than I usually use. I usually go for more like pink, or like a very like rosy kind of color. But this I feel like is perfect for just like a nice sun-kissed blush. Because it is kind of more peach. I feel like it's almost like an in-between of like a bronzer and a nice pink blush. But let me grab my brush. Again, I just like dabbed it in and then just like popped it onto my cheeks. I'm never afraid to go overboard on my blush. Well, you don't want to go overboard, but I'm not afraid to do a little bit more blush, because it is one of the first things to kind of like sweat off your face throughout the day. So I'm not afraid to like go in a little heavier with that, but I put it on my cheeks and onto my nose. Pretty much all the places that I put my bronzer, I put my blush. I just don't put my blush below my jawline or anything like that. Always pop it onto my forehead too, just because, again, that's a place where I would naturally get some sun. So I absolutely love, love, love this blush. It does look small, but a little goes a long way. I feel like blushes and bronzers do typically last a little bit longer. And again, you can save 15% off on this during the live stream and 30 minutes afterwards. And then for my eyeshadow, I used the Vapor Beauty Eyeshadow Quad Palette. That for sure I can say is a palette. And I used the shade Hypnotic, which is a little bit more like purpley pink than I am used to, but I literally just took this matte color and just blended it into my crease, the crease of my eyelids like this, and brought it down to my eyelid as well. And then I took this, it's a very similar color, but a little bit more shimmery. And I just literally popped it like in the corners and kind of blended that. And then went in with the pink on my eyelid. So, and then for my eyeliner, I literally just used an angled brush. Any angled brush with like a stiff bristles will work, but I literally went into the darkest color on this palette and literally just like popped it in like that. Super, super easy. A nice way, a very like simple way to do like a winged eyeliner, but not have it look super intense or heavy like with a normal eyeliner pen. So gives a nice natural look. And then for my highlighter, I'm trying to go over this really quickly because I know I'm running out of time. I used the Dome Beauty Luminary Glow Powder, and it is very, very glowy highlighter, but it's so, so good because you really don't need a whole lot. And I literally just popped it onto my cheekbones like so, and onto my nose. And then I used the Dome Black Magic Mascara, and I only used it on the top of my eyelashes. Don't use it on the bottom just because I don't like it to sweat onto my face. And then for anyone who missed it at the beginning, I used the Vapor Beauty Velvet Glow Foundation. And it little goes a long way with this product. I literally just use the smallest amount and I put it straight onto a beauty blender. And then just a damp beauty blender. And I just blended it all over my face. And it's a very, I would say, medium coverage foundation. I didn't use any concealer. I did include one in the collection though, in case you do love to use concealer. I just didn't feel like I needed to today. So, because the foundation really just like does the job. But I did get a shade. I got shade 123V. Which is like a shade or two lighter than my body, because again, you can always use bronzer to just kind of help contour your face and help it blend into your body, because you never want your face to be darker than your body. So that is the look, and I did all of this in natural light so you can see what this would look like outside. I always recommend doing it in natural light just so you know what it's actually going to look like. Sometimes when you do it in like artificial light, it's hard to tell, but that is my glowy makeup routine using these products. And if you love this look and you are in need of some of these products, I highly recommend checking out the collection. Again, you'll have 30 minutes after this live is over to shop the collection, and I hope you find something you love. I will actually be on here again tomorrow for the last time, sharing some skincare that I use to relax, or that I would use typically on a Sunday, self-care Sunday. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you tomorrow.